All right, y'all. So this is Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. This is season 7, episode 7. So we have BK taking Sierra out on the town, and they're like in a carriage ride or whatever. And as they're riding around, Sierra, she starts to talk about Shooter and how she invited Shooter over to her house to get to the bottom of everything, especially with the situation with these supposed kids that he got running around. And so of course BK, he starts getting irritated or whatever, because it's like, why every time I see you, why every time I see you we have to talk about him or whatever, this, that, and the third. And BK is like, if you're not over him completely, it's okay to say that or whatever. And Sierra's like, no, I am over him, but you got to understand, I'm just finding out all of this stuff and it's just hitting me all at once and everything, this, that, and the third. And and then and also she was saying too how BK is supposed to be her best friend, and she's supposed to be able to talk to him about these things or whatever. So on one hand, I do understand what BK is saying, because he is trying to build some type of relationship with Sierra, and he don't want to constantly hear about Shooter and what Shooter got going on and everything. But then on the other hand, and I think I said this before, I feel like BK is not being really understanding in regards to Sierra's situation, because it's not like as if this is just some ex-boyfriend that she keeps on talking about or whatever. This is her husband, you know what I'm saying? She was with him for a long time, and she's just now finding out all of this stuff that he's been doing behind her back, the whole time that they were together and everything. So she's trying to process all of this, and I just feel like he's kind of not being understanding about that. You know what I'm saying? But one thing I kind of did agree with him on was, Sierra, if you're not over Shooter, just say that. And it's okay to not be completely over him, because you guys were married. It's okay to be not completely over him. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to sit up here and front like you are over him, just to satisfy BK or whatever, especially from what we find out about him later on in the episode. But we'll get to that. So we have KK and Mama D. KK is visiting Mama D, after all of her surgery that she got or whatever. And so KK comes over to Mama D's house with like this Nurse Boo Bay that she calls the guy or whatever, to help Mama D with her aftercare. And of course, Mama D, she getting all hot and bothered because she ain't had none and God knows how long, because her and Ernest are on the they're on the outs or whatever. So I was looking at the Nurse Boo Bay or whatever, and I was just like, I mean, I wasn't impressed, but whatever. So anyways, Mama D starts to vent to KK about how she went out of town for a few days, and she came back, and she found out that Ernest was missing or whatever. She went to his job, and even went to his mom's house and couldn't find him. And then I guess somehow she found him in a hotel doing drugs. She's saying how she thought that he beat that addiction or whatever, because I guess he was hooked on drugs. And I think I remember her saying that, or him saying that, when he first came on the show, that he was doing drugs or whatever, this, that, and the third. And she thought that he beat the addiction or whatever. You know what I'm saying? She thought that he beat his addiction, and she is trying to understand what led him back to doing that or whatever. And and how, even though they're on the outs right now, she doesn't want to give up on their marriage just yet. So KK tells her, well, you need to talk to him and find out why he turned back to doing drugs or whatever. So KK starts to talk about her issues with Scrap and, Jerry the bail bondsman. And, like I said, KK act like she about to have a heart attack because Scrap ain't getting out until 2019. Whatever, I really don't care. Like, he be alright, okay? He gonna be alright to be in there for another year, okay? I'm just saying. Anyway, so then we have Stevie. He's making breakfast for Estelita or whatever. Of course, the night before, they talked about business, which led to them doing the do, which is anybody surprised, and then She sits up here and says, she knows that her friends are going to judge her for hooking back up with Stevie and everything. But just with one photo shoot, she remembered everything that she liked about Stevie. Girl, just foolish, And I also saw in the shade room, speaking of Stevie, I saw in the shade room that him and Jocelyn, they took a picture together. I guess they back to working on music together and everything. And somebody in the comments was like, Enchilada is not gonna be happy about this or whatever. And Jocelyn, she even commented cracking up and everything. I was like, oh Lord. I can't. I really can't with them. But anyways, so he's telling Estelita how he wants to take care of her and all this other stuff. The same shit that he done spilled to Mimi and Jocelyn, and he's saying how he's not trying to put labels on their relationship right now. He just wants to ride this wave until the wheels fall off. So whatever. And he talks about how, he only brought Erica in to light a fire up under her ass. And, Estelita, she's like, you know what? I'm really not so mad about that because, I needed my friend back and everything. And you need some bad bitches to be on the label or whatever, this, that, and the third. And he's like, oh, so Brittany's not a part of that, huh? And, Estelita, she's like, when she can, dress properly and, have the right hair. Just talking all this shit about Brittany or whatever. So, yeah, moving on. We have, Tokyo, Sierra, and Carly. They're, meeting up or whatever because Tokyo, she wants to have, I guess a single release party or something. And so she has Sierra and Carly with her so they can go to the venue that they want to have it at. And, they want to have it at Bocce's club. Bocce is there waiting for them or whatever. And, Tokyo, she's looking around. She's like, okay, this is a nice place or whatever. A nice place to have, the venue at. But I got one question. Are you going to be able to put a muzzle on your bitch? Because you guys remember that Bocce is, Keely's man and everything. And so, Bocce, he's like, listen, I don't let things get in the way of, my business and what I got going on or whatever, this, that, and the third. I understand that you guys had a situation the last time y'all saw each other, but, just, focus on what you got to do and, the people that you're trying to entertain or whatever. And Tokyo is like, I don't mind her being here and everything. I'm just not, with all that extra shit that she got with her or whatever. So, Bocce, he leaves the girls to, look around some more and, to talk amongst themselves. So Sierra, she has some tea to spill about Keely. Sierra's like, since this bitch want to double cross me and everything, I'm going to tell her like it is. Bocce got a whole nother bitch and Keely is the side bitch. I was like, well, I mean, goddamn, you know what I'm saying? Sierra is like that. Bocce is with this girl named Crystal, and like I said, Keely is the side bitch or whatever. And so, Tokyo is like, well, I got some little tea to spill for y'all as well. Tobias told me that, Keely's baby daddy is, Blue Da Vinci. And they like, what? Blue Da Vinci and everything? And, Carly, of course, she just basking all up in this because y'all know, she's the for real bone carrier, something that Sheree's ass should have took notes from or whatever. She should have took notes from Carly Red on how to be a bone carrier. But anyways, Carly, she just soaking all this shit up because y'all know she likes the drama or whatever. And, Carly is like, well, I mean, Blue, he's going to be my +1 to your party or whatever. And Tokyo, at first, she's like, no, he's not. No, because I don't got time for that or whatever. Then I guess Tokyo, she finally kind of gives in. And she's like, well, shit, Sierra, is Crystal coming? And, Sierra, she's like, I think I can make that happen or whatever. And I'm just like, ooh, messy, messy, messy. But I'm kind of not mad because, that bitch Keely, yeah, she's messy. So, tit for tat, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, so then we have, Brittany and Tiara, Scrap's baby mama, meeting up or whatever. And they used to dance together. That's how they became friends, whatever, whatever. So Brittany is telling Tiara about how, her and Stevie, they did a record together and everything. But he acting like just because we did a record together, that means I'm supposed to sign to him or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And Brittany starts to tell Tiara about the situation with Erica and Estelita or whatever. And Tiara is like, well, listen, I know Stevie personally. And if you ain't giving up the cooch, it's going to be a contract. You know what I'm saying? And he's going to really be hard on that contract or whatever. And so Brittany, that's when she starts to tell about, Keely and everything. And how she thought Keely was her friend. And, but she's just been like on some real, flip-flop type of shit or whatever. So, Tiara, she starts to tell Brittany about Scrap coming home and everything, and how she's still in love with him, but he is untrustworthy, and she don't know if she can really go back to all of that or whatever. I said, girl, the minute that he stepped foot on solid ground, you gonna be back fucking with him. Fuck out of here with that bullshit. But anyways, so she's saying how KK has been reaching out to her lately, trying to link up or whatever. And she's not really with it because it's like, you ain't been seeing your grandson and everything the whole 2 years that, Scrap has been locked up or whatever. And I'm pretty sure he's not going to be too pleased to hear about that. You know what I'm saying? And she feels as though KK is just trying to save face or whatever. And which I could believe that. You know what I'm saying? And Brittany, she gives her some sound advice. Brittany is like, listen, just keep it clean, be kind, don't give people what they want or whatever. She's expecting you to not meet up with her and everything. So, meet up with her and, y'all talk about whatever. And Tiara, she's like, but girl, I don't like her, but I'll think about it. So then, do I even want to talk about this shit with Rashida and Kirk? I guess I'll talk about it for a little bit. So Rashida, she's in the house or whatever. Y'all know she done let Kirk's ass back in. So she got this tape or whatever. And she's using the tape to divide the house and shit like we on some elementary school type of shit. I was just like, what kind of bullshit is this? Like, what? You know what I'm saying? So he comes in and he's like, what are you doing or whatever? And she's like, since you conned me into coming back into the house. I said, conned you? How? Like... You know what I'm saying? All you had to do was say, nah, nigga, I'm not ready for you to come back or whatever. So you can take, you and your moving people can take them boxes back to the car and go on about your merry way. So, yeah, how did he con you? You allowed him to come back, but whatever. She's like, since you conned me or whatever, I have to set boundaries and everything because you don't know how to follow boundaries or whatever, this, that, and the third. And like I said, it's just childish. I mean, we really have to sit up here and take the motherfucking house. Like, if you wanted boundaries, you should have just kept him out the house or whatever. And then they start talking about the kid and Jasmine or whatever. I don't really care. I think I'm going to limit how much I talk about Rashida and Kirk. I'm like James Caldwell. I think I'm going to limit how much I talk about Rashida and Kirk because I'm over it. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so moving on. We have Mimi, Keely, and just Brittany. They're going to like this venue or whatever to see if they want to have the showcase at this particular venue that they're meeting up at or whatever. So Mimi, she's nervous about just Brittany and Keely being in the same room together, considering she knows how Keely felt about the comment that just Brittany made towards Erica about be a mother to your son or whatever she said to Erica. So, Stevie and Estelita, they show up to the venue together and everything. And Mimi is like, oh, y'all two looking real nice or whatever. whatever y'all made up and everything. And Estelita is like, I mean, you know, he's been doing better and doing what he says he's going to do and all this other stuff. And, you know, Stevie is like, you know, we ready, you know, me and her, we ready to work, unlike, you know, other people and everything taking a dig at just Brittany or whatever. And might I add, when Stevie and Estelita walked in or whatever, you know, they hugging everybody and everything, and Brittany was just kind of, you know, standoffish a little bit. But anyway, so Stevie, he addresses, you know, Brittany or whatever, and he's like, you know, I heard you was talking about people, kids and stuff, you know, like, what's up with that or whatever. And, you know, Keely, she chimes in and she's like, oh, she know better and everything, you know, it was out of line and unprofessional or whatever. And, you know, Brittany, she apologizes or whatever, and Stevie, he says something about the contract to her, and then Keely, she's like, you know, how long has she had the contract or whatever, and Stevie's like, you know, a little over a month now. And Brittany is like, you know, looking at Keely like, why are you worried about it? You know what I'm saying? And Stevie is like, well, listen, I want you to be a part of the showcase or whatever. And as Brittany is trying to talk to him, you know, Keely, she chimes in or whatever. And Brittany is like, hold on, I'm talking to Stevie. You know what I'm saying? And that's when her and Keely just start going back and forth. And, you know, Brittany feels a type of way towards Keely because she's like, bitch, you know damn well the reason why I didn't sign the contract or whatever, which is true, and which is kind of why I'm starting to understand Brittany's plight a little bit more when it comes to her situation with Keely. We already know Keely a motherfucking snake, but I'm starting to understand just Brittany's plight a little bit more with Keely, because it's like, yeah, Keely, you know why Brittany it has been kind of, you know, procrastinating or holding off on signing with him, because she told you at the motherfucking nail shop. You know what I'm saying? But like I said before too, Brittany, you did ask Keely to come in to, you know, help you out and be your project manager or whatever, so you can't be too mad about her chiming in and, you know, saying stuff or whatever, this, that, and the third. But, you know, like I said, they going back and forth, and, you know, Brittany, she ends up leaving or whatever because she's over it. And, you know, Keely is saying how she's unprofessional or whatever. Now, remember Keely saying something about somebody being unprofessional, because we're going to address that in a little bit. But yeah, she's saying how Brittany is unprofessional, and, you know, how she the first lady of MMG, but Rick Ross not even following her on Instagram or whatever. I'm like, damn, how you know that? I'm like, people got that kind of time to be figuring out who following who, you know what I'm saying? But, I mean, you know, I did take it upon myself to, you know, go to Rick Ross's page just to see if he was following her. And Rick Ross don't follow that many people, because I was going to type her name in, you know, into the search bar to see if he was following her, but he don't follow that many people, so it was easy for me to just kind of stroll through, and I was like, oh shit, he don't follow her. I was like, well, damn, you know what I'm saying? He follows all his other MMG artists, but, you know, he don't follow her. But, you know, whatever. And of course, Estelita, she just starts talking shit again and everything. And it's like, Estelita, shut the hell up. Okay? Because who's really coming to see your motherfucking ass? But whatever. So anyways, we have Jock and the new guys. And what I mean by the new guys, I mean Sean Garrett, BK, and Bocce. So Jock is taking them to his new hair salon that he decided to open up. Actually, Jock and his hairstylist decided to open up, since a lot of people been ragging on Jock about, you know, his little perm hairstyle that he be having going on, you know, press and curl hairstyle that he been having going on for these last couple of years or whatever. He, I guess, figured, hey, I might as well go into the salon business with my hairstylist. So they go to the salon, and he's supposed to be having this opening in 2 weeks, but it looked like as if they just started building up in there. Like, it looks like absolutely nothing is done. You know what I'm saying? And of course, the guys, they start ragging on him about it or whatever. So BK starts telling them about Sierra or whatever, and how he, you know, he's feeling her and everything, but he's also dating another person as well. and now they both in love with him and all this other stuff. And it's just like, yeah, BK, you sitting up here saying all this stuff about Ciara, but you're not even being honest with her about the fact that you're dating somebody else outside of her. You know what I'm saying? You leading her to believe that it's just y'all two. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, he said that, the girl, that Ciara and the girl, they used to be friends or at least acquaintances. So not only does she not know that you're involved with somebody else, you're also saying that the other girl that you're dating, she knows. Yeah, anyway, so but he's saying that he's not going to say shit to neither one of them about it. But so then we have Bocce. He's saying how he's not sure if he wants to bring Keely because he don't got time for all that extra shit with her or whatever. And he says how he's not used to the baby mama, baby daddy drama and shit like that. Jock says something to him, and then Bocce is like, I don't even know who her baby daddy is. And they like, say what now? You don't know who her baby daddy is? Like, what? And Jock is like, I mean, well, okay. Blue is her baby daddy. And Bocce like, Blue who? And Jock like, Blue Da Vinci. You know what I'm saying? And Bocce like, what? And Bocce is saying that him and Blue are not the best of friends, but they did grow up together or whatever. And he does feel like as if that's something that Keely should have told him about or whatever and everything. And I'm just like, you're talking about people telling somebody something, but yet Keely is your side chick and you have a whole nother chick that's supposed to be your main chick. Like, child, I can't with these people on this damn television program, okay? So then Keely and Brittany, they meet up or whatever. Actually, Brittany, she called for the meeting and everything. And Brittany is saying, like, what's your issue? Because, me and you, we share personal shit amongst each other or whatever, but now it seems like you done switch sides. And Keely is saying, I was handling business with Stevie. No, not Keely. Brittany is like, I was handling business with Stevie and you just butted in or whatever. And Keely is like, yeah, I asked the question to you to see why you didn't sign, so maybe he could feel differently about the situation or whatever. And Brittany is like, yeah, but he was talking to me or whatever, this, that, and the third. And Keely had the audacity to say that Brittany has a temper problem. And Brittany, she's like, you know what? It is what it is. I know how to handle you from this point on. And Keely, she's trying to talk. And Brittany's like, I'm over this conversation. I'm out of here. Gets up to try to leave. And then Keely gonna sit up here and throw a motherfucking drink at her. Talking about something. Yeah, this Detroit hoe. And telling her to get out of here and all this other stuff. I'm like, well, bitch, she was trying to leave until you sat up here and tried to throw some shit at her. You sitting up here talking about being professional and all this other stuff, but you were not being professional right then and there in this motherfucking sit down. And you think somebody gonna really want to work with you while you sitting up here talking about Brittany? And you doing all that, carrying on and stuff like, Keely, girl, if you don't sit the fuck down with that bullshit, I was just like, you got the audacity, the nerve to sit up here and talk about somebody with a temper problem or whatever, when we just seen you in your first episode of this season where you sat up here and did all this popping off because Bocce was talking to some girls in the club. I can't with Keely, y'all. I really can't. I don't like her. I don't really like Brittany either, but I don't like Keely even more. So whatever. That was the episode, you guys. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you guys come back, and I'll see y'all in the next video.